Hey, what's up YouTube? Today I'm going to show you how to remove and replace your valve cover gasket on this 2006 Mitsubishi Outlander with a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. Okay, your first step should be to disconnect your negative side of the battery. I'm not going to do it because I need this connected because I'm doing other stuff to this car. But you should go ahead and disconnect this negative side of the battery first, okay? First step is going to be to disconnect this clamp, remove this clamp, and then get this vacuum line out of here, okay? There we go. Let's pop it out. Just set it aside, make sure you don't lose this clamp. Next, we're going to remove these 5 10mm bolts that are holding this piece in. There's 3 here and 2 in the back. Okay, before we can remove this piece completely, we need to undo this clamp here. It's going to require a 10mm socket or a wrench. Okay, now with that clamp loosened, we should be able to just pull this out of here. There we go. Next step is going to be to removing all these 10mm bolts that are holding our ignition coils in and removing them. You probably won't have to disconnect the connectors because there's enough slack here to just pull them and push them back, so there's enough room here, okay? Okay, now just twist and pull on these and they should come out without much fuss. There we go. This valve cover is already leaking too. Alright. There we go. Okay, what we're going to do next is remove this PCV hose and get it out of the way. There we go. Okay, next we remove these 2 10mm bolts that are holding this wiring harness bracket to our valve cover. Okay, now there's only 6 bolts that are holding this valve cover into our cylinder head, and there's 3 up front and 3 in the back right here. So we're going to go ahead and remove those next. Okay, so now with those 6 bolts removed and these wiring harness brackets out of the way, we should be able to just, well, this took very little effort, but sometimes you're going to have to pry on this a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit to get it loose. Then this should come out. Oh, okay, all right. We are going to need to remove this bracket as well because it's kind of blocking it. Okay. Okay, and there's just one 12mm bolt at the back of this that's attaching it to the cylinder head. So let's go ahead and remove that next. Okay, we actually don't need to completely remove this. We can just loosen it and push it back a little bit just to make room here. And actually the trick is to push this valve cover this way and then lift up on this side and then it will come out, okay? Okay, so here's a look at our valve cover, and there's the valve cover gasket, which you will just need to grab and pull, go all the way around and take it out of the valve cover. And here's a look at the top of our cylinder head, and these rubber grommets are why they're kind of dry and they're not as pliable as they should be, and that's why you got oil in your on your ignition coils and on our spark plugs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and replace all of these and the valve cover gasket, which is here. One thing that's good about this engine is that it doesn't look like this is going to require any RTV silicone, because the entire surface over this is our valve cover sits on is flat, and you know, you just have to replace your valve cover gasket, get it out of here, clean these areas with some brake clean and you know, with some shop rags, and put your new valve cover gasket on here. Take these out, which should come out without much fuss, and replace these, put the new ones back in, and yeah, put your valve cover back on, make sure it sits flat, and yeah, that's it. You don't need any RTB silicone. And then when you tighten your bolts down, go from the center out, go from here to here to here to here, here and here. Okay, so just start from the center and go work your way out. And the torque spec, I don't know the torque spec off the top of my head, but it should be about, you know, 10 to 12 foot-pounds should be plenty. Okay, so yeah, hope this video helps people out there. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more like it, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.